you know the Travolta combination? So named because of staying alive, staying alive. You were doing this guy here, right? So if you think of the U stall, but you think about it side plane, there's one stall that's the up stall, like this, and then there's one stall that's the down stall, like this. Okay, so if you put the two of them together, where one is doing an up and one is doing a down, you've got a side plane Travolta. So variation on a move. So once you get into the Travolta, you can turn 90 degrees into the continuous side plane, or use that as a method for turning. So most people will have a preference because there's two versions of the side plane one, right? So you can, if you're starting in side plane, right, I can do, this is my left doing the drop stall. So I just let it go all the way around to do the drop stall. And now I'll do it so that the right is doing the drop stall, which isn't as good for me, oddly. It seems that way, at least. So that's two different versions of it, because the left is doing the up stall and the right is doing the up stall in the other. Oddly, I think the up stall is a little easier to do than the drop stall, but that's counterintuitive because you'd think the drop stall would be easier, but my experience of the drop stall is it has a tendency to do this wobble more than the up stall does. So how's your up with your left? One thing I would recommend is try not to look over your shoulder while you're doing it, because that tends to be one of those things that if you learn it that way, then you have to do it that way. So if you try and remember to look forward, PoiPriestess for this is exactly that. Yes, you're doing horizontal to horizontal to horizontal to horizontal. So while the PoiPriestess here, the arm looks like long, the reality is there's probably like a bend to it, both on the top and the bottom, because the bend is what allows you to pull, like the bend is where you yank it for the 0 point. Critical part of it that's relevant, I think, is you're moving, like it's this hip motion that's relevant, because the hip motion is what gives you the ability to propel it. So even this is the PoiPriestess over the top, it's just not as clean as doing it like this was, with the left doing the up stall and the right doing the drop stall. So then you would reverse it for the other one so that it would be like this.